Jim, President Biden just got a $1.9 trillion relief plan passed. Now he's come back with a $2.3 trillion infrastructure proposal. It's for all kinds of things, the traditional roads and bridges, also broadband and and housing, and a lot of things that we might not traditionally think of as infrastructure, but research and development funds, but it is all investments in the future. What do you think?
I think it's an excellent plan. There's $180 billion in there for R&D, and we have been starving the research budgets of our major institutions for a long time. We need to keep ahead on things like computer chips. We need to keep ahead on medicine. We need to, it's all sorts of basic research that provide the economic development of the future. I think it's an excellent idea.
Yeah, I look at the relief plan, the 1.9 trillion that was just passed, should be enough to get us recovered from the pandemic, the recession that we had last year. The infrastructure plan, the money would be spent over about 8 years. I think that's an investment in kind of in raising the economy's growth path for the long term. We've got we've been through a period that economists call the Great Stagnation for the last 20 or so years, where economic growth has only been about 2 or 2.2%, I think, on average. Not very fast. This kind of investment could raise that growth.
That's absolutely true. And the nice thing is he's actually going to pay for this. He's just going to borrow more money from the Chinese and the Europeans and whoever. He's going to pay for it by raising corporate taxes. And of course, the corporations will go, oh my God, we won't be able to invest. The profits will go down. Baloney. They'll invest anyway because they'll still they invest because they see a way to make a profit on it. So they'll still invest. So the question, what he's doing is he's robbing the corporations of some of their profits in order to build the base of the economy so that corporations can go on out and make more profits. I think it's a fine idea. What do you think? Yeah,
no, there have been a lot of studies of kind of the incidence of the corporate tax. I mean, it could go 3 directions. Corporations could recoup the money by raising prices. They could pay their workers less, or it could come out of profits. And I think the overwhelming evidence is that it is borne by shareholders. So that makes this a progressive tax because corporate shares are overwhelmingly owned by the wealthy.
Yes.
The top 5 or 10%. So it's got that, and it's also and those are also people who are, I guess, less likely to spend the marginal dollar of income. So it's as opposed to some other ways you could have paid for this, it's probably going to have less effect on demand.
Well, you're sure the guy who's out there running the steamroller, for $50,000 a year, you give him a job, he's going to spend every dime of it. So that goes right into demand. And this is really needed. We'll have, rural broadband. Now, if you live out in, 5 miles outside of Moberly, you'll be able, you won't have to move to St. Louis to get a decent job. You can work from out there. You can work from home. And that should bring in, the support of the rural state senators, I hope. Although, looking past this, it's getting kind of iffy looking.
Well, he has to keep his Democratic caucus together to pass it on a party line vote in the Senate. So there may be some back and forth. The Republicans have indicated that they would support a smaller infrastructure plan, but they're not keen on the corporate tax increase, and they don't like the 2.3 trillion price tag. So it's probably something that the Democrats are going to have to come up with and push through the Senate on a pretty much a party line vote, I would guess.
And they can do that through budget reconciliation, as we learned this week, which means you have to get the most conservative Democratic Senator Joe Manchin aboard. I remember seeing a cartoon of West Virginia. He's from West Virginia, very rural state. West Virginia turned into Disneyland because everybody needs his vote. The infrastructure of West Virginia is going to look beautiful, I think, by the time this thing's over.
Yeah, you can bet West Virginia will get its share of of the money, the rural broadband and the rest. But but I think so will Missouri and and other states. There are plenty of needs. We know Missouri has lots and lots of outmoded bridges, and we've got we've got one of the kind of the, I guess, lowest broadband penetrations of any state in the country as far as our rural areas. So there are needs everywhere. I think we'll get our share too.
I think so.